Hi friends, welcome to A Home in Seattle. This is our real estate show where it's like Rick Steves meets Fixer Upper meets Freakonomics. And maybe that's thinking fairly highly of ourselves, but we'll get there. Anyways, today I want to talk about Amazon's return to office and how it's going to drastically affect the housing market. And then I'm going to take you on a field trip. We rented this really cool Pure Space in Queen Anne for a photo shoot. Incredible house I want to show you around. But first we have to pick up keys for a client of ours so that we can do a final walkthrough.
We're in a new location this week. We are at Music Center of the Northwest, which is a nonprofit community music school in Greenwood in North Seattle. Mm-hmm. And Alex and I have both spent a lot of time here.
This was Kendall's first job in Seattle. This is why we moved to Seattle pretty much 10 years ago.
Yep. I worked here from 2014 to 2019 and then stayed on and did some part-time stuff for a while. Took a little break.
Yeah.
And now I'm on the board of directors here at Music Center. So you've all probably heard me talk about it before.
Yeah, we do what we can to support the school, both financially and just manpower.
We've also been like participants. Celie does music class here, toddler music. I just performed a recital here a couple weeks ago, and yeah, so here we are. And we decided we would come film here. This is the recital hall. It's a really nice space.
Well, why are we filming here? There's a reason for this.
There's a reason. It's not totally random.
The annual fundraising gala for the music school is happening soon, and we're the title sponsors as a Home in Seattle, a real estate company.
Yep. So you'll probably see some like separate pieces of content about that. Which is why we're here today, but we thought we would use their nice recital hall to film our little market update. What's going on in Seattle real estate?
Well, very exciting. Amazon announced last week that everybody has to come in like full time.
Very exciting to you because you're not an Amazon employee.
Yeah, I've heard that like 98% of Amazon employees are very angry.
Yeah.
Which is totally justified.
Well, I mean, apart from the having to go into work 5 days a week. By the way, this starts January 3rd, 2025.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I think a lot of employees feel like it was kind of a bait and switch.
Oh, totally.
Because during COVID, it was like, we're all working remotely, no big deal. And then in 2023, they announced a return to work for 3 days a week, which was manageable for a lot of people. But that wasn't that long ago. That was last year. And now it's 5 days a week. Their CEO is saying, it's not going to work out for you here if you're not back in 5 days a week. So, a lot of people are upset about that.
I've seen a lot of speculation that maybe this is like a not quiet quitting, but quiet sacking.
Oh, yeah.
Where it allows them to avoid layoffs and people just quit their jobs. Yeah. Who knows if that's true.
I was just going to say, I feel kind of bad because as a non-Amazon employee, I'm excited about it because I feel like having people in the office just makes for more vibrant communities.
Yeah.
I think it's going to revitalize.
We miss.
Yeah, we miss it. We're going to revitalize South Lake Union, downtown Bellevue. I know, I totally get it. If you're an Amazon employee, I'm sorry.
I read this Forbes article that I thought was really interesting about the continuing evolution of workplaces. I'm just going to read a quote here. By clawing back the pre-pandemic era, Jassy, that's the CEO, Jassy reminded the world that companies have officially regained the upper hand, hiring, firing, and changing the rules at will. And Amazon has certainly flexed that power, laying off more than 27,000 of its workers since 22, and now rescinding flexibility for the rest. So, yeah, it's just like this continuing power struggle between employer and employee.
It did sort of seem like COVID, shifted the balance a little bit. And
yeah, all these companies are like, oh, we're offering flexibility and it's great for work-life balance. And I
was working at a university during COVID, which in a role that really did not lend itself to working from home. But, they couldn't lose people during that time. And yeah. I personally had a ton of power to even do my not really compatible from home work life at home. But yeah, it shifts it back a little bit. What's going to be interesting is what is this going to do for housing? On the one hand,
I think it's super interesting.
You have a lot of employees saying, that's it, we're quitting.
73% of polled employees said that they're going to start looking for another job.
Yeah. So, on the one hand,
that's a lot.
You've got, it's going to be this mass exodus from Seattle. a number of those roles, I assume, will be replaced. So then I think it's just going to be kind of a churn potentially.
Yeah, I don't think those people will leave Seattle, though. If they're looking for a new job, they're probably going to look for it within Seattle.
Well, they're going to look for remote.
Yeah, true. Which Amazon is kind of leading the pack. I mean, Microsoft has come out and said that they are not following suit. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they stick to their guns or not. You know, I already have clients, past clients who have reached out, and I'm looking at houses on Sunday with them. They live in Fremont now, and they bought this townhouse, assuming that they were completely remote working.
Amazon.
And now they have to commute to the east side 5 days a week.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh, we need to find a new house just because this is just not feasible with kids.
Yeah, those of you who maybe aren't from living in Seattle, there are quite a few Amazon employees working from downtown Bellevue, which is on the east side, which really isn't that close to Seattle in terms of commuting on a daily basis. Tons of people do it, but I totally understand. In this particular case, they're both working for east side companies. So
it makes sense for them. Just thinking about kind of the last, I'd say, 4 years, the Seattle area has changed pretty drastically. In 2020, everybody started moving to the suburbs because they wanted yards, they wanted a bigger house because they were working from home. And we saw these suburbs increase in price pretty dramatically. I think Kirkland, I saw some stat during the time that Kirkland was the quickest appreciating market in the country. Like it was,
I remember that.
It was going crazy, and it's still very expensive because of that. And now I think that we're going to see the reverse a little bit. I think we're going to see, not everywhere, but property values are going to come down in certain neighborhoods.
What do you mean? Why?
Because people have to commute again. So you think about like Briar.
The further out
Briar's
neighborhoods.
not super far away, but it's hard to get there. It's like a lot of different highways, and it takes a long time to get there.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Anybody moving to Briar 4 years ago for a big yard, because the yards are huge there, they're going to possibly start regretting that with a 5-day-a-week commute.
So it'll be really interesting to see how Amazon return to work affects housing. I think you're right. I think it'll be like a decrease in home values in certain further out areas, and we might continue just to see that increase closer into the Amazon offices.
Yeah, I think so. So today is October 1st, which means that there's new market stats out, which I have not had a chance to look at. So you're going to have to subscribe and stay tuned for market stats next week. So we've had 3 new clients this past couple weeks, and that's been keeping us busy. That's been keeping me busy. Buyer clients. I've been driving around a lot and spending time with them, mostly from YouTube, past client referrals, and it's been fun to meet some new people.
It's nice to start seeing the clients that are coming into us being from different sources. In our business, we talk a lot about where are your leads coming from. It's how you keep your business alive. And for us, a lot of it's YouTube. And it still is, but then it's nice to have been in the business long enough where it's starting to be referrals from past clients, or just our own sphere of influence who have realized that we're going to stick around in the business and have decided to work with us. So that's been really nice.
Yeah, it's been great. And of these 3 people, 2 of them have made offers already. And I think it was very illustrative of the mood in the housing market recently.
How so?
They were fairly tentative offers. We escalated with both of them, but
it's funny that that's a tentative offer these days.
Really. But one was 20,000 over asking, one was 50,000 over asking, and I've been sensing this recently with meeting new clients and going out house hunting with people, talking to prospective buyers who are coming into our listings. Everybody's pretty tentative right now. And
is it because maybe rates will come down more, so if we don't get this one, it's not the end of the world, we might have a better deal in a few weeks?
Yeah, I think that's part of it. And people are just a little unsure of where the market's going since it's an election year. Rates are in fluctuation.
Amazon.
In the 6 years that I've been in this business, I've learned that if you want a house you have to fight for it. So, I mean, both these tentative offers, one we're submitting this morning, and the other one we didn't get. And I encourage them because it's good to get your feet wet with all the paperwork and going through the process. But eventually, we'll have to really fight for the house.
I think we talked recently, maybe in last week's market update, about how our clients usually make like 2 or 3 offers before they get a house under contract for buyers. And it'd be interesting. I think maybe that's changing.
Do you think it's going to be more?
With this market shift? Well, just based on what you've said, it's like if people are coming in with more tentative offers because of the economic surroundings, it might end up that people have to make a few more offers than in the past. I mean, I think you're right about in this market, you still have to fight for a house that you really want. Yeah. We've discovered that in our own investment property search, which we haven't gotten a house under contract yet because we're being tentative.
This was kind of an interesting thing that just happened with a house that we offered on. Should we talk about this?
Yeah, sure.
So we offered on a house last week. It was listed at $550. We offered $515. At the last minute, there was a second offer that competed with us that offered full price.
Cash.
But they had a feasibility contingency, which is different than a inspection contingency. You usually use feasibility when you're planning to build something. I think I haven't even talked to the listing agent yet because this house just came back on the market this morning.
10 minutes ago.
And what I think happened is they put together this really beautiful offer in order to get it under contract and then tried to negotiate after the fact.
Yeah.
Which is a strategy that one can use.
You called that, like when it happened, though, when we didn't get it, you said this is a strategy. They're coming in at full price and they're going to try to talk it down. And I think you were right.
Anyways, we have a lot of work to do. We have to resubmit that offer. We have to submit an offer for a client. And
we have to get ready for our 4th annual Party at the Patch, which is happening this Saturday. When is this video going up?
Probably Sunday. So
it will have already happened. Yeah. I hope clients who are watching this come out. I just wanted to plug really quick a quick thank you to Julie Johnson and Cross Country Mortgage. They're sponsoring that event. It's our annual client appreciation event. They are just really good partners. They take really good care of our clients when our clients do lending through them. So thank you, Julie. And thanks for watching this show, you guys. If you have
thank you.
Feedback about stuff you want to hear here, just drop it in the comments and we'll try to address it.
We grabbed those keys. I dropped Kendall off at home so that she could do some computer work, and I'm heading to Richmond Beach. I love it here. We're only like 10 minutes from our house. There's a bunch of sailboats over there. So I'm doing this final walkthrough for a client. She is driving across the country currently and going to get here on Friday when we close. And I just want to come through and make sure that all the staging was removed, that everything's still in good condition, the appliances still work. It's an important part of buying a house. But I wanted to also just take a minute because I've been seeing a lot of conversations recently about like buying real estate versus just putting your money in the stock market. And I think it's an interesting question that is worth considering, but also a lot of the conversations that I listen to are missing out on like the biggest differentiator between the two, which is the power of leverage. Just say you have $100,000 and you're trying to decide, do I buy a house? Do I put it in the stock market? What's the best use of my money? And most people are like, houses appreciate by 5% and the stock market's appreciating by 6%. I should put my money in the stock market. What they forget about is I'm going to use Seattle numbers here. If you buy $1 million house with $100,000 down payment and you're appreciating at 5%, you're going to make $50,000 off of that $100,000 investment. Whereas in the stock market, your $100,000 appreciating by 5% only makes you $5,000. So it's an incredibly huge difference, and leverage is it's super powerful.
We're stressing out. We're doing a photo shoot. It's our first one in a while, huh? We rented a pier space here in Queen Anne, and it's stunning. The stressful part is that Alex and I are true Seattleites, and we don't really know how to dress up. We're not really even dressed up. We're just kind of, trying to look presentable. lie, I wish we were selling this house, but we're not. We're here for a photo shoot. We got this house on PureSpace, but we have to show you around. We have Ryan here.
Hey, I'm Ryan, photographer with Getty Images.
I'm not gonna give you a full house tour because it's someone's home, but I'll show you the spots we're using for the photo shoot. Primarily this room, which is amazing. Okay, are these views gonna come through on this, Alex?
Really?
It's stunning.
It's a little too bright out. We need to do a evening shoot. You can see hopefully a little bit of the cruise ship out there.
Just sitting here watching cruise ships come in. You have the Olympics. Which is it? Olympics? Do not put that in.
I always put it in.
No, don't put it in. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. And there's like this outdoor space back here. We couldn't use it too much because the lighting is too bright, but it's
cool little breakfast nook right here.
Coffee space, and we did a lot of posing, like working on the computer right here in the stunning kitchen. And then this space out front too. Looks like she had like just finished having a party. There's coolers and champagne buckets, but
this is so cool. I want a fountain at my house because it really just luxes up the space.
This is like mid-century modern home, which are designed to be super private.
Yeah.
And then this is sort of like added foliage and fences, which makes it even more private.
This is probably like the dream house. Mid-century modern, beautiful gardening, view of the Puget Sound.
Yeah, the toilet seat was heated.
Does it get any better? I'm liking how my basement project is coming along, just like whitewashing everything. I still have a little bit of the black to cover up, but it's almost done. I have these acoustic tiles that I'm putting up everywhere. This is going to help with sound a lot, I think, especially because I'm getting rid of a lot of furniture to clear out space down here. Anyways, let's cut some foam. This is me testing out lighting in my new studio setup. I kind of like how this turned out. I've had these acoustic tiles for years, ever since I had a studio space in Ballard. I got them because it was super reflective and echoey in there, and it helped a little bit. It's helping a ton in here. It sounds amazing just sitting in here. I've been wanting to do like a tiling project down here ever since we put these IKEA cabinets in, but I just never got around to it. So this was a good way to use those up. This went together fairly well. A couple spots here where it is a little messy and I want to redo, but I only have 2 tiles left, so we'll see how much I can fix. As a backdrop, it looks pretty great though, because it just gets blurred out. We're hosting our annual party at the pumpkin patch this weekend. Just a time of like client appreciation, catching up, providing something fun for people to do and to get out of town for.
That was fun.
That was really fun. Thank you everybody who came out to our annual party at the patch.
We just did the hay ride and the cow ride.
Somebody said that the corn maze took 40 minutes, so we did not attempt to do that. Anyways, if you're looking to make a home in Seattle, send us a message. Let's work together. Bye.
Bye.